Hello, it's Matthew Hopkinson here from the local data company. Well, we've had a tremendous morning today with our 9th retail summit looking at vacancy rates across the country. For this, we analysed over 2,000 towns, shopping centres and retail parks, and seen at the top level that shop vacancy rates have come down from an all-time high of 14.6% in July 2010 down to 13.9% in December of 2013. So we've seen a reduction within that area, but it actually masks a wide number of differences, both within regions but also in property types. So firstly, coming to the regions, if we look at the top national level, we'll see that England and Scotland have a degree of parity at just over 12%, but that Wales is really struggling at nearly 16%. So we've got some problems within the high streets of Wales. At a regional level, we're seeing that the northwest and the northeast are at around 17% in terms of their vacancy rate, and that includes both retail and leisure, whilst down in London and the southeast we're seeing it close to 9 and 10%. And worryingly still is the fact that the northwest and the northeast have increased in the last 12 months, whilst the south, London, southwest, southeast, and including some parts of the Midlands, have actually further reduced their vacancy rates. So we're seeing greater polarisation between these regions amongst the country. In terms of size of centre, what we're seeing is the secondary centres, the ones which we class as 200 to 400 premises, have started to show a further increase, which we forecast in previous years. They're the Dudleys, the Wolverhamptons, the Stockports, the Prestons, the Boltons, all those which sit in the shadow of larger centres. The larger centres, however, have shown a slight decrease in their vacancy rate, and in part that's part of the larger centres which are sitting within them, such as the Trinity, Leeds and others. But actually around these centres we are seeing increased vacancy in the secondary streets around these mega malls. And then finally we're seeing these smaller towns, those basically with less than 200 premises, have also improved, and that's part of the trend towards convenience shopping, and also to specialist independent shops, which have been fairly positive in the last 12 months. So all in all, we've had some interesting data come out of it. We've analysed it by town, by region and by location type, and we had a great debate. We had over 200 people attend Freshfields here in London. So this morning we had a great panel discussion led by Claire Barrett from the Financial Times, and on the panel we had Priti Patel, the MP, Tory MP for Witham. We also had Hugo Clark from Deloitte, Emma Simpson from the BBC and Mark Robinson from Elandii. Some of the normal topics such as business rates came up and the issues that everyone faces there, because obviously vacancy rates are just but one side of the coin. On the other side you actually have the change in tone. So some towns may have reduced their vacancy rate, but actually the reality is that the quality of offer is perceived as being worse than it's ever been before. The other area that came up a lot was about planning and the change of use, and whilst a number of shops are being reoccupied in a number of towns and cities, the ability to change the frontage of a town from retail, say, to leisure, or alternative indeed residential, is increasingly difficult. So a number of topics were covered. We had some great questions from the audience, but overall what we're seeing is this improvement which we're continuing to see, which reflects consumer spend and an uptake in the UK economy. But obviously there's a lot to happen in 2014, both on the high street but also economically. And the one I'd leave you with is, if interest rates rise, where will that lead you as a consumer in terms of where you'll be spending your money in 2014? Thank you, and see you again in September at our 10th Retail Summit.